Well, hey there, all you beautiful Texans. Welcome back to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Yay, let's go. Well, I'm pretty excited about today's show. We've got a lot of good guests for you. Going to tell you about some events WBAP is going to be out in the community over the next few weeks. I'll get you all caught up on that. But let's start just jumping right into the headlines here. We're seeing all kinds of Doge headlines flying around, all kinds of court cases flying around. But my first guest, RT Trevino, is going to keep an eye on the oil patch for us. I haven't heard a whole lot of oil-related headlines, and I kind of expected that to be addressed in the first couple of weeks. Are you surprised by this, RT?
Oh, I tell you, I've been keeping up with this, and I, being in the industry, I've definitely been hearing the headlines on what's going on. The one that's really interesting to me right now is how President Trump just came out the other day, and he's vowed to tap America's liquid gold oil reserves and drill, baby, drill. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if drill, baby, drill really means that or not.
Well, have we had any executive orders or actual changes in policy?
You know, we've definitely had the executive orders, great question, that have reversed a lot of the bad policies that were in place during the previous administration.
Is it something that you could explain to me in like 10 seconds, or is it kind of deep in the weeds?
Well, you know, for some of the easy stuff, you know, he's removed some of the executive orders that President Biden put in to drill on federal land in Alaska. And last week, of course, President Trump announced with the Prime Minister of Japan that we're looking to, you know, form a partnership and provide them with as much oil and natural gas as they need with a possible pipeline from Alaska. So that's exciting. And then also just some of the offshore mandates that the previous administration did. President Trump and his team have already reversed those through executive order. But what we're really excited about is the Lee Zeldin becoming part of the EPA and really the head of the EPA. And hopefully they'll be able to redo and remove a lot of the bureaucracy and stop the EPA from being a weapon against the oil and gas industry for the first time in over 20 years.
All right. So a lot of that sounds like it would help downstream, but y'all do have some headwinds. The tariffs on what we got, like aluminum and steel. I know you don't make your derricks out of wood these days. So are y'all going to be affected by some of your inputs being hit with tariffs?
If they actually come to fruition, yes, obviously we will. However, I look at this more as nothing more than an actual negotiation tactic that this president has been using now for weeks, and nobody in the world can afford these tariffs. I know China is really threatening and saying bring them on, but we really know that they have a horrible economy, so let's see how long they can actually withstand these tariffs.
Okay. Is there anything else that economically is affecting the oil patch?
You know, right now, not really. If President Trump really wanted to drill, baby, drill, we could see some things affected. But really what I believe he means when he says drill, baby, drill is really build, baby, build. We need that infrastructure built. We need modern-day infrastructure built for the oil, but also for natural gas so that we can get more natural gas across America.
Well, RT Trevino, what about the Keystone XL pipeline?
You know, that's another good one. I do think that is something that we will get back on and add that, you know, hopefully get about another 800,000 barrels a day from our partners in Canada, especially with the sanctions that President Trump is putting on Iran of cutting them out 2 million barrels of oil a day. So we could really use that as well.
So did y'all talk about on the Crude Truth podcast, RT, about the tariff threats with Canada? And we're under a delay right now. It's been paused for a month. But I remember reading somewhere that Canada is reliant on our pipeline system because they don't have one that goes all the way across their country. Is that true? Because that seems like an awful simple oversight.
You know, I'm not 100% on where Canada's pipelines go and do not go. I do know that we do share a lot of them to make sure that oil goes from point A to point B, and that Canada, again, has some of the large reserves just like America does. And our partnership is only going to be so much more important moving forward, and that's why I think President Trump at this time is really doing his best to negotiate strongly with Canada so that in the long run, North America as a whole is even stronger, not only at the borders, but with our energy security.
In 6 months, is the price of gas at the pump going to be cheaper?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I know it's an impossible question. RT Trevino, tell them about your podcast. What y'all talk about last week?
Yes, we had on the great David Blackman and Stu Turley and Dr. Ed Ireland. And also last week we had on an amazing doctor, Dr. Molly Turco, who has a PhD in geology, talking about the North Texas area and why North Texas has been just a thriving area for oil and gas for over 100 years now. Not to mention, we also had on Nikki Morris, who is the new head of the TCU Energy Department here in Fort Worth, and we'll have those episodes coming out real soon.
Very cool. All right, RT Trevino, Crude Truth Podcast. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to break down some of Trump's poll numbers, and we'll look at a lot of them. CBS, Ipsos, Pew, a whole Gallup. They're all positive on this guy. And when you compare him to where he was in his first term, it's night and day. Now, the question isn't, are they good? The question is, can this popularity last? What do you think? 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Hey there, welcome to the James Show. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Brian Kilmeade's coming to town. He's doing an event for our sister station, KLIF 570 AM. You know, you can hear him there in the mornings. He's going to be at Community Beer. He was here last year, packed the place, and I guess he liked the response so much that he's coming back. This place is a little bit bigger, but I would get there a little before the event starts. It's going to happen at 6 o'clock, and if you want to get a seat, you might want to get there early. I got there right when it started last year, and I had to be standing in the back with the other late losers. So Brian Kilmeade, come on out there. I'll be there. Clayton and Sybil from the KLIF morning show will be there. I think Garrett's going to be there. And yes, Miss Parker's going to be there.
Hi, Miss Parker.
My next guest, Nick Vujicic. He's the co-founder of Pro-Life FinTech. Now, I'm familiar with this term, FinTech, financial tech. And let's talk about this. Is this faith-based investing? What is that, Nick? First off, welcome to the show. But what is faith-based investing?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. It's a wonderful platform, if you will, as a banking alternative for those of us who do care to bank on purpose and to definitely understand the power of all of us together in donating 10% net profit to things that are biblically aligned as far as a conservative Christian goes. And I actually was personally canceled out of a bank in 2019.
For what?
And, they said they did a review on me and they don't want me. And so before cancel culture was coined, that's what happened to me. And you can't function without a bank. And so this is an incredible fintech, an online full banking service in regards to checking, savings, MMA, and we have a charter sponsor called Regent Bank that's based in Frisco and Oklahoma and a couple other states. And our customers, in regards to whoever opens up an account, we obviously exercise the FDIC insurance coverage from the charter sponsor Regent Bank. So it's an online bank, banking.
So what's it called again?
Pro-Life FinTech. It's an online banking solution for anyone who is good to do online banking.
But that's the name of the bank itself. So if I were going to go download your app, I would go look for Pro-Life FinTech or Regent Bank.
Yeah, Pro-Life FinTech is correct. So if you have an iPhone, we're on the App Store. If you have an Android, you'll actually have to go to our website. We're not on Google Play just yet. We're only weeks away from that.
Oh.
But anyone can go to www.prolifefintech.com and click on that button to open up an account using their browser.
Okay, so why would someone switch over? They're in one of the big banks. They're the Chase, a Bank of America. Why should they drop that and go to you?
Great question. So first and foremost, we want people who care about where the money goes as far as philanthropic funds. all the big banks give to things that, as a Christian, I don't support, such as, the obvious. We want to call ourselves pro-life fintech, and we don't want to help abortion organizations. And so all the big banks actually do that. Most big banks do that. We also want to make sure that if anyone is framed as a conservative Christian, that they will not be debanked from one of those big banks. So if you do want a bank that aligns your values, I think a lot of people are realigning even their investment strategies based on their values. Well, why not banking as well?
Well, Nick Vujicic, what about the return on my savings account? Will I actually get some interest on my savings again?
You actually will, and we're very competitive, and all information can be found online.
Can I get like a car loan through you guys too? Like, what all banking services do you have available?
I really appreciate the question. We have personal accounts right now, checking, savings, and money market accounts right now available. For anything that we do not supply, we can get that referred to through Regent Bank for anything else. But as well, Pro-Life Fintech, this is we've only been open for about 2.5 months so far, and we have hundreds of people who are banking with us already. And corporate accounts is going to be very exciting. We're going to be accepting corporate accounts in May, June of this year.
So y'all just opened in what, November?
Correct, on the 30th of November. And in fact, on the 8th of March in the Dallas area, we're actually celebrating the grand opening of Pro-Life Fintech. We got Charlie Kirk there, General Michael Flynn.
What? I love Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk's amazing. And so the tickets are only $100 and seats are limited. And so we want everyone in the Dallas area to know, if you want to come and have a night with Charlie Kirk, myself, Jaco Booyens, Kevin Freeman, and General Flynn, we're celebrating that we believe we're a tip of the spear in banking with your values alignment for what we think really is going to become a nationwide movement.
You want to come on like a couple days before the event and give us a reminder? Because I would like to remember things like that, but if I don't put it on my phone, it doesn't count.
Please, please, please. It's on the 8th of March, and I'll come back before that happens. Thank you for the opportunity. Would love to do that. Come on the 8th of March. Mark it in your calendars. It's 6 p.m. And to get your tickets, go to plfgrandopening.com. That's plfgrandopening.com.
I guess PLF Pro-Life Fintech. All right, if I forget, I'm going to blame Garrett. Producer Garrett, that's on you, buddy. Thank you. By the way, Nick Vujicic, what is that accent? Are you from Australia?
Yeah, it's a watered-down accent from Australia. I've been out here for 25 years.
Okay, because it's just you're just barely hanging on to that. Like every fifth word, I hear something weird. I'm just nosy about accents. Thank you, Nick Vujicic. Pro-Life Fintech. Thanks again, sir.
Thanks.
Well, that's interesting. All right, y'all come on out. Meet Charlie Kirk with me in about 3 weeks or so. Interesting. Faith-based investing. I might have to look into that. All right, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. The only thing more fun than Doge going through with the chainsaw, making big cuts to government, is watching people freak out about Doge going through with the chainsaw, making big cuts to government. That's next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. And now, Mark Levin. Just kidding. It's The James Show. I'm your host, James Parker. News Talk 820 WBAP. Now on FM at 93.3. One of the things I'm enjoying about the Doge team, Elon Musk and his team of whiz kids going through, taking a hacksaw to the federal government, is I like how juvenile and immature they are. And I'm not even talking about the kids necessarily. Elon Musk is older than me. Still loves a good 69 joke or a good 420 joke or what do he do now? On Twitter /X, he changed his name. His handle was still at Elon Musk, his username, but the display name, he changed it to, well, here, I'll let Dana Bash from CNN tell you.
Now, the disruptor in chief, Elon Musk, who apparently has adopted the alias, at least he changed his social media handle to Harry Balls, tweeted this morning, democracy in America is being destroyed by judicial coup. An activist judge is not a real judge. And as
all right, you don't have to repeat everything he says, Dana Bash, and he spelled it Bolz. So look, he did that, and then when she said it on the air, he immediately takes a clip of the video and posts it of her, and he makes the tweet, the X, whatever you call it. He says, "I made them say my name," and some little laugh emojis. You people are be clowning yourselves. If you want to go ahead and address what he's saying, we know his name's Elon Musk. He didn't legally change his name to Harry Balls. Okay? He just did that to see if you guys would say it, and you did. Oh my God. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in him for being so immature, but if they're going to be this dumb, I totally understand. Make them look like the clowns that they are right before they criticize what you're doing with the federal government. It's almost brilliant. I can't believe they're falling for it. But he's not the first guy to do the old Harry Balls routine. There was actually a famous mayor up in, I think it was Ohio, whose last name was Baals. And this was a viral clip that I've played on the James Show before.
A former Fort Wayne mayor is getting some national attention. Thousands of people voted online to name the new city-county building in his honor.
But that probably won't happen because of his name. News Channel 15's Don Austin is here to explain.
Well, Heather, Mark, the people voted, and the top pick so far with more than 10,000 votes is the Harry Balls Government Center, named after one of the city's longest-serving mayors. But not everyone's on board with that name. To pick the
God, that's hilarious. What this timeline has gotten so out of pocket. Do you need any more evidence that we're living in a simulation? We are plugged into the Matrix right now. We're just sitting in a little pod of pink goo, like in the Matrix, with all kinds of tubes plugged into us, all kinds of wires. We have a big socket in the back of our head. We're just all plugged in the Matrix. This has to be a simulation. We can't have the great heroes that finally cut government, that finally overthrow the tyranny. Not George Washington, not great names like Alexander Hamilton or Ben Franklin. Big balls. That's going to do it for the James Show. I have nothing to add to that. If you need more James Show action, go check out the podcast wherever you already listen to podcasts. Look for it, find it, find me on social media, like, follow, share, all that good stuff. Let me get the heck out of here. I'm James Parker. It's News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.